Hi friends, today what I was thinking was last time we discussed the horoscope on marriage and compatibility, right? And we said we'll probably make one or two more videos, which is related to one extramarital, that is one thing, and second specifically for a foreign husband or a wife, right? Or whenever we are looking at maybe the person marrying outside the conventional caste system, right? Or maybe the marriage or kind of stuff. So first part, which is the extramarital, that is something which I wanted to discuss with you guys today, right? I'll divide that in two parts, right? One is the general understanding, what are the planets which impacts or kind of promote extramarital affairs. Second is when we'll discuss certain horoscopes, 2 or 3 horoscopes, which I just give you a brief feedback in terms of how things are moving there, right? And third thing is specific nakshatras who actually contribute for these kind of relationships, right? So first, that is the first part, which I'll speak about basically the planets which are responsible and the houses which gets activated during this period, right? So broadly, before everything else, I just want to get two basic principles, right? Compatibility is one thing which impacts uh, this thing as well, right? Because in my experience, what I have seen is that there's some extramarital affair in one's horoscope, right? However, the horoscope of the other partner does not represent that or balances out the first one, right? So a lot of times the extramarital in the first house gets first horoscope gets negated, right? So my understanding, what I'm telling you is the compatibility of horoscope also is extremely important in terms of the extramarital affairs, right? The second principle is the value system. A value system in the sense that a lot of times I'll say because one is the original position of the stars, right? When we took birth, but the second position is which gets evolved over a period of time depending upon our circumstances and our value system which is there, right? What do I mean by value system and circumstances? Circumstances in the sense the person who actually evolved in terms of the basic understanding, because everybody can strengthen particular stars in his horoscope, right? Obviously through meditation is one basic principle which I've seen, and in addition there's a lot of mantras and kind of stuff as well, right? Or the control on my five senses or anybody's five senses, right? That also evolves person. So the positive impact of stars improves and the negative impacts goes down a bit, right? So that is the important thing. These are the two basic principles. Now let's come to the basic stars, which impacts which urges or kind of prompt people to get into extramarital affairs, right? The first thing, which is very, very important, is moon, because moon is mind and emotions, okay? The second star, which is responsible for particularly sex, I'd say, is Mercury. Mercury, that too, because Mercury rules two rashis, which is Gemini and Virgo, right? Which are known for extramarital and particularly for sex, right? The third is Venus, right? Now, Venus is basically romance and luxury. That is one thing which is generally denoted for Venus, right? And then there are certain stars, like the most important stars, to be honest, which I'll say is Rahu and Ketu. Okay. Now, why do I say they're the most important stars? Because Rahu is basically, if it is positive, even if it is positive or negative, right? Rahu is obsession. That's the basic thing, right? So a lot of times it can be a positive obsession, and a lot of times it can be a negative obsession as well. But yeah, obsession is the one word which we can associate with Rahu, right? And how does Ketu work? Ketu on the other side is addiction. Okay. So any kind of addiction. A lot of times you can always take that addiction to the positive side, and a lot of times you can take these addictions to the negative side, right? Now, what are the specific houses which actually concern this? There are 3 or 4 houses, right? First is the house number fifth, because that is touch, feel. That is something which is given by house number fifth. 12th house is house of bed pleasures, to be honest. Then we look at the fourth house, right? The fourth house is basically a public interaction, friend circle, XYZ. Okay. That is the fourth house. Now, fourth house again becomes important because because of the association with the friends, one, right? Second is public at large. Public at large is when you actually don't know the other person, right? So like when one night stands and kind of stuff, that is something which can be seen from the fourth house. The other house which is important is house number 8, because 8 is secret. Okay. So a lot of times when you are actually going on for extramarital affairs, because there can be two classifications, right? Extramarital affairs, or I'll say one night stand, right? So secrecy probably is one of the important components. And another house which is important is house number 3rd, and another one which is house number 2nd. 7th house I don't give so much of importance related to extramarital affairs. Okay, it can donate a lot of things which is with respect to your marriage, which may be divorce and all those things. But extramarital is generally represented by these 4 or 5 houses, which is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, house number 12, and particular planets: Moon, Venus, Mercury, and Rahu and Ketu. Okay. Now, few planets which can give in conjunction with these stars: Mars debilitated. That is one combination which can obviously give this. Even Rahu can, even Saturn debilitated Saturn can always give this kind of phenomena as well, right? Very, very rare cases, even Jupiter can. Okay. But broadly, these are the 3 stars which are the main stars, and obviously in association with Rahu and Ketu. Right? Houses I told you. Now let me come to the basic parameters in terms of some specific combinations, right? Where things work in that way, in which we will discuss the summit of nakshatras as well. Whenever Moon has a combination with Rahu or Ketu or Mercury, right? This does prompt person to think towards those sides. Okay. So whenever there is a combination of these 4 or 5 planets, which is Mercury, Moon, Venus, in the nakshatra of either of them, okay, but specifically Rahu and Ketu, and sitting in houses which is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 12th, or 8th, this does prompt person to go towards that side. That shows the promise. Suppose now I'll give you a few horoscopes, 1 or 2 horoscopes. Let's discuss one horoscope, right? And I'll explain that in that horoscope. This is one horoscope. I'll just share the screen 1 minute. This is one horoscope. Now in this horoscope, if you look at the basic combinations, okay. The Rahu is placed in the nakshatra of Mrigashira, which is Mars nakshatra, placed in 4th house. Okay. Now, if you look at the other combinations, Mercury, which is placed in Sattvisha, which is again Mars nakshatra, placed in 12th house. Okay. Another combination, if you look at Saturn, placed in Swati nakshatra, again the nakshatra of Rahu, placed in 8th house. Okay. This is one combination. Now, what do we have? Moon, which is placed at 3 degrees Pisces, Uttarabhadra Pada, right? Which is again not a great combination. Okay. Because normally Uttarabhadra Pada will be a Saturn nakshatra, 2nd place in 8th house from. So it gives I'll not say a mental disbalance, but obviously a bit of negativity and a bit of addiction, to be honest. Because the combination of Moon and Saturn 1 to 8 normally gives a bit of depressing feeling a lot of times, right? So person probably kind of need to. And if you look at the basic Lagna nakshatra, which is again Revati, which is Mercury's nakshatra, right? Now there is a lot of positive points as well. If you look at Sun, Mars very well placed along with Moon, and one of the biggest savior is Jupiter placed in 9th house. Okay, so now if the person is running through the dasha of either of these planets, which is Mercury, Rahu, Saturn, okay, that is a time the person will probably get into this kind of phenomena. Okay, but if the dasha doesn't come of these 3 planets in his lifetime, okay, even the antardashas can promote, because antardasha anyway will come. Some antardasha out of these 3 will come, right? So that's the time when he will be actually prompted into getting into extramarital affairs. Now again, houses you can see, which is 12, 8, and 4. Now I'll show you another house. Now this is again an horoscope, which is if you see, right, this is Capricorn Lagna horoscope. Rahu is placed in second house, fifth house. Moon, which is placed in the nakshatra of Revati, which is so Revati and Moon becomes one nakshatra. Rahu placed in the nakshatra of Rohini, which is Moon's nakshatra. Okay. And if you see broadly, 5 planets, which is Saturn, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, they are again connected with Rahu. Okay. Now, this person, looking at the broad horoscope, right, will have a tendency to get into extramarital. Okay. Because fifth house is Rahu, so which gives her a tendency to get into extramarital affairs. However, there is a very strong possibility of person even not getting to the fructification. So maybe like he'll flirt, he can flirt a lot, right? But getting into a proper relationship, right? That's a possibility as well because Moon is a bit wobbly, right? But specifically going into one night stands or getting into bed is something which is not going to happen. There are two reasons to it. One, obviously, which I told you, because Moon is not that badly placed, right? So she knows her control and probably she will kind of get into those controls. But thirdly, Rahu is placed in 12th house from Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. Okay. So whenever she'll have Dasha or Antardasha of Rahu, that is the only time when she'll be induced into this kind of relationship. But if there's no Antardasha or Dasha of Rahu, then she's okay because she knows her limit and she'll come back, right? These are two specific horoscopes which I wanted to discuss. Okay. Now, these are the basic combinations which I told you, right? Another thing which I wanted to discuss was something specific to, I told you two principles, right? One, compatibility. If the horoscopes are compatible, there is a very high probability that these things may not work out, right? Second principle is whenever we are looking at a horoscope, right? The dasha sequence becomes extremely important because dasha sequence is the sequence which rules the complete horoscope. Okay, because that person or that star becomes the king for that horoscope for that particular period of time, right? So if everything else is there, right? Say the promise is there in the sense that things are going to happen this way, possible, but dasha sequence doesn't come, that promise will never get rectified. Okay. In between, surely there'll be some periods where things can go into different direction. But my understanding, my experience is that things doesn't get into a natural or a long-term kind of stuff, right? This is the horoscope which I want to discuss. So important thing broadly is never judge a person with a single horoscope, right? I've seen even those horoscopes where things gets balanced out with the horoscope of the other partner, right? And second most important thing, even if there's a combinations in horoscopes, right? A lot of people actually improve and control their urges and emotions, to be honest, right? Because two stars, important stars, which I told you, one was Rahu and second is Ketu, right? These are the two planets which have enormous energy and they can only be, because every time I say that, right? They are the only one, they're the one who can be controlled only through meditation. That is the most important part for them, right? Because meditation actually gives you control on your senses, right? So once you control your senses, you can always control the energy as well, right? Thanks a lot, friends. Rest everything I've already told you. We have just started the NGO. Even if somebody wants to contribute or something, please get in touch. Not an issue, right? The details are mentioned in the description stage. Okay. Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks for your feedback.